Alrighty everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a Titan's dream fantasy come true, becoming an actual tank. With the launch of Act 3, some very spicy new artifact mods came in, specifically for auto rifles, which is how this build came about. So let's get it started with our abilities. So we're going to be on Strand using our super Blade Fury. Now, it's the only super we have, but as we've discussed before, it's really great as a roaming super for ad clear, and even has the ability to stun unstoppable champions with its heavy attack. For our barricade, it actually doesn't matter which one of these that you use. Now, this is because our exotic is going to take over our barricade slot. And no, even if you run rally barricade, you won't receive the benefits or the shorter base cooldown. I've checked, it's the same. You have your choice of jump, and our melee, Frenzied Blade. Even away from Prismatic, we can't escape this melee. But that doesn't make it a bad melee. In fact, it's a great melee, coming intrinsically with 3 melee charges that will sever targets on hit. Sever being a strand debuff that will have affected targets' outgoing damage reduced. And for our grenade, we're going to be using Shackle Grenade. This is another great grenade that upon hitting a target will suspend them. This gives us some great crowd control abilities, being able to stop targets right where they are. Now for our aspects, we're going to start out with Into the Fray. Destroying a Tangle or casting your super grants Woven Mail for nearby allies. While you have Woven Mail, your melee regeneration rate is increased. For the majority of our build, we're looking to stack as many damage reduction buffs as possible. And here, we are getting Woven Mail from a very easily attainable source, while also giving us increased melee energy while the buff is active. And next up, we're going to be using Banner of War. Defeat a target with a melee attack, finisher, or sword to raise a Banner of War that pulses with energy, periodically healing nearby allies and increasing melee and sword damage. Targets defeated by you and nearby allies charge the banner, increasing the speed of its pulses. Now yes, this is an aspect that requires a melee kill, but we have ample melee charges, so we'll be fine there. Now, Banner of War operates similarly to Devour. Once active, kills will increase and refresh the timer, and multiple kills will increase the stacks of Banner of War, all the way up to ×4, which means a lot more healing for us. Now let's go over to our fragments, starting out with Threat of Ascent. Activating your grenade ability reloads your equipped weapon and grants bonus airborne effectiveness and handling for a short duration. So what we really need here is that airborne effectiveness, which will... I'm just kidding. The instant reload upon throwing a grenade is very helpful in several boss damage scenarios, or especially in this case, it's great for weapons that are notorious for having an abysmal reload time. Next up, Threat of Isolation. Landing rapid precision hits emits a severing burst from the target. As previously stated, sever is a strand keyword that will reduce the outgoing damage of an afflicted target. Severed targets will also unwind into a tangle upon being defeated. Overall, this just lets us lay into targets with less repercussions for us. Next up, Threat of Mind. Defeating suspended targets grants class ability energy. Now, the amount of class ability energy given back is very generous, which we can suspend targets with both our grenade and our super. But admittedly, I could see you swapping this one out for another fragment for some different benefits. And rounding it out, we have Threat of Continuity. Suspend, Unravel, and Sever effects applied to targets have increased duration. Now this fragment is essentially a must-have for any strand build as it applies an overall buff to all of our strand debuffs. Now let's go over to some of our exotics, starting out with Sweet Business. Our intrinsic, Payday, reads Larger Magazine. Increased accuracy when firing from the hip. Picking up special or heavy ammo immediately reloads this weapon. Our trait, Business Time, reads Sustained fire, boosts range, and rate of fire. And our catalyst allows this weapon while fully spun up to receive less flinch from incoming damage. And did you also know that every 20 shots, this weapon fires an explosive round? Pretty neat. But I hear you asking, why are we using Sweet Business? Well, it's because we're a freaking Titan. That's why. This weapon is essentially the mascot of Titans. I mean, hell, it's what you're holding when you make the character. But I digress. Admittedly, there isn't much that this weapon offers outside of being a workhorse weapon. But believe me when I tell you this thing becomes a powerhouse with these new artifact mods. Specifically, being able to shoot your weapon for minutes at a time without reloading. I'm serious. But for now, let's go over to our next exotic, Icefall Mantle. Our trait, Glacial Guard, reads, Stasis Final Blows have a chance to create an escalating bonus to Stasis weapon damage. Replaces your barricade ability with a personal overshield. When you activate your barricade, you gain the highest tier of stasis weapon damage and create a burst around yourself that slows combatants. While you have this overshield, you are slowed and your barricade does not recharge. Here is our third source of healing / damage resistance, and it really helps us build into that tank fantasy. This exotic provides us with a very durable overshield, but unfortunately also slows us to the speed of a tank. An important thing to note is that while the overshield lasts for 20 seconds, if you should need to, you're able to leave the overshield early. All you have to do is press your barricade ability button to leave the overshield. However, this will completely drain your cooldown regardless of how soon you left the barricade. And unless you willingly leave it, this overshield lasts for 20 seconds or until it is completely taken off by enemies, as hits will refresh the timer of the overshield. Also, don't sleep on the ×4 weapon surge for power weapons. It could be really useful in boss damage scenarios. Now for the spice, our seasonal mods. We're going to want to pay special attention to Sustained Fire, which reads, continuously damaging combatants with an auto rifle grants you damage resistance. So this right here is our fourth and final source of damage resistance. And our next mod, Targeting Autoloader. While you have an auto rifle equipped, defeating combatants reloads your equipped weapon and temporarily increases weapon damage. Bonus progression is awarded while surrounded. So this is why we don't use Actium War Rig, by the way, because kills with your auto rifle will automatically reload a portion of your magazine. And on top of this, the damage buff granted can stack up to 5 times, this being a 20% increase for your auto rifle's damage. As for our armor mods, we're going to want to use a lot of kinetic mods, like Kinetic Siphon, Kinetic Loader, and Kinetic Weapon Surge, as these will be very helpful for our sweet business. As well as a heavy ammo finder, as this is an exotic primary and picking up ammo bricks will automatically reload the magazine. So, for our gameplay loop, I suppose a simple build deserves a simple explanation. Open with a powerful melee final blow to start a banner of war and to spawn in a tangle. Destroying this tangle will create a pulse of woven mail. Next, activate your barricade ability to acquire your tank overshield. And then, just start laying into targets with your sweet business, getting both damage resistance as well as a stacking damage bonus. And just see how long it takes you until you have to reload again. So, that's the build, but as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with all that out of the way, let's go right to the showcase. Alrighty, let's see what this build can do. Hive, bring a sword. Okay, well, I almost died there, but I didn't because I'm a goat. And this build is pretty good at keeping you alive in a situation like that. That's either a testament to my lack of skill or how good this build can carry you and stuff. Alright, give me a close-up add to melee kill. Oh, this will work. Someone else got the kill, but it's alright. This grenade auto reloads. I feel like if I have all my armor things up, I can probably melee and explosive throw and live. Oh crap. Alright, demolitionists are out. Did I just throw a battery? No, give me the tangle. Ah, I brought this sniper just for this scenario. Yeah. Alright, I got an idea. I'm gonna walk up there like a tank and deposit this thing. Alright. Activating tank shield. Yeah, that's right. Can't do anything to stop me. I'm a walking tank. No exploding throws, no exploding throws, no exploding throws, no exploding throws. Let's go. I need to see. Yeah. So these exploding throws can really just explode on me and I can just live it. Here we go. This is what I want from this build. This right here. This is what this build is all about. See this? You saw it on the background gameplay earlier, and you're seeing it now. Just laying on the trigger until I don't even know when. This should not be real, bro. I'm still shooting the gun. I'm starting the outro. Alrighty, everyone. That was the build. Jeez. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Stay Alrighty.